Hey everybody, it's me, Stella Wilde, and I'm here with a special full moon lunar eclipse tarot reading forecast for your full moon lunar eclipse in Capricorn that's happening on Tuesday, July 16th. So full moon lunar eclipse in Capricorn is going to affect everybody. It doesn't matter that it's in Capricorn. Everybody has Capricorn somewhere in their birth chart. Of course, for the cardinal signs, for Aries, for Cancer, for Libra, for Capricorn, especially if you're around 20 to 24 degrees, it's likely you're going to feel that energy a little bit more intensely, perhaps, than other signs might. But in any case, we're all feeling the energy. I mean, I'm filming this on July 10th. Do you feel it building already? I sure do. We also currently have a Mars-Uranus square. Mars is in Leo, squaring Uranus in Taurus. There is a lot of stubborn energy out there. Could even be your own stubbornness, your own. It's very volatile. People are not giving way. People are entrenched. It's very combustive, volatile energy right now. So it's a good idea to just kind of take a step back and yield. I went out before I filmed this video and I was driving, doing my errands, and I saw this big truck approach one of those roundabouts, and the truck had the yield sign. And this other car came around. They don't have the yield sign. They had the right of way, and this truck would not yield. And there, there was a smash up right in front of my eyes. And I was like, wow, here we go. This is the Mars-Uranus square energy. Nobody was yielding. Now, if that had been me driving, even though I might have had the right of way, I would have yielded, because it's not worth it, right? It's not worth it to get your car smashed up because somebody else is not yielding, even though you're right and you have the right of way. So use that metaphor here, okay? It's like this energy is tense right now. It's forcing us to yield, to give way, to stop, to ponder, to reassess an area of our life where the writing is truly on the wall for us at this full moon lunar eclipse. The writing is on the wall about a situation in our life that we have to gracefully yield to the letting go of. We have to accept that it is time. I think for some of us, it's going to be more of the idea of wrapping our heads around the idea that it's time, this needs to go. For others of us, the situation will literally go at this time. For others, it's going to go in about a month or by the end of this year. We are ultimately moving toward a clearing of the decks for something very positive and new to come into our lives in 2020 that we will need to choose very carefully about. Because next year, with the Saturn-Pluto conjunction, with Jupiter in Capricorn, commitment is what it's all going to be about. And you need to know what you're committing to. You need to have the head space clear. You need to have the heart space clear. You have to have your intention clear about the path you want to commit to and move forward on. And we're going to see that writing on the wall of how that needs to start happening now, so that we can make the adjustments we need to make in order for the path to open up before us in January. So let's get into the energy. As always, thank you for being here. I love this community that we're building on this channel. This is really about supporting everyone through their journey. And as a collective, we're all feeling this energy. So let's lift each other up. Let's have some positivity here, even though this energy perhaps might be a little challenging. Doesn't mean it's destined to be challenging. But oftentimes when things change in our life, when a situation does come to an end, it can feel a little tender. But to everything there is a season. It really is true. So let's see how this is going to manifest. I'm gonna break it down for all the signs, and let me know in the comments how life is going for you right now, what is happening, how the energy is manifesting, and let's get into this. So Aries, you have this eclipse in your 10th house of career. And I'm just going to pull a couple of tarot cards and see what we have here. So the writing on the wall for you is that got my 3 cards, you know that your career situation is not ideal right now. There have been power struggles. There have been, times when you've really had to bite your lip, bite your tongue as to what was going on. And some of you are just ready to fly the coop, but it's not the right time. Not yet. Not yet. We have the 7 of Pentacles. We have the King of Wands. And we have the 4 of Swords. So Aries, this is very positive. You're really accepting at this lunar eclipse that the landscape here in this particular deck, the 7 of Pentacles, there have been so many dreams that have not come to fruition at this particular place where you've been employed. Or even perhaps this particular career has run its course for you. For some people, that's true. The career has run its course. It's no longer giving you satisfaction. It's not giving you satisfaction monetarily. It's not, as you can see, the figure's looking down. You're not positive about it anymore. It's become a burden for you. But look, here you are. King of Wands energy is in the middle here. And then we have the 4 of Swords. It's about taking time out to connect with people who you trust. People who you're traveling on your spiritual journey with. Because if you look at this card, these are all travelers together. This is a new deck I got. I really like the imagery in this card. You see, they're travelers together. They've laid down their swords. They're resting on the journey. And they're hanging out, talking to one another. So what would be a great way to use this energy is at this full moon lunar eclipse is not to wallow in this. We know that it's not great. We know. And you want to transform this landscape, and you will. And the way you're going to do it is probably through your own business, your own enterprise. You're going to take charge of your destiny in this situation, but now is not yet the right time. But what you can do for yourself, Aries, is you can connect with like-minded people that you trust on your spiritual journey that are your mastermind. Now, if you're not familiar with a mastermind, some of you may be, but this is a group of individuals who have the same vision, the same uplifting energy. They are your crew. They're your tribe. They're your people who get you. A mastermind provides spiritual feedback, provides tangible feedback. It can be like a think tank where you share your dreams and your visions with other people who you, like I said, who you trust, so that you lift each other up, so that you create that positivity. And that's what you need right now, Aries. You don't need to stay stuck in this energy. This is what's going to be let go of for you. Wandering in this wilderness where there's no coins coming out of the ground because you really just don't have the enthusiasm anymore for what you're doing. You just don't. And what you need to do is what I said. Start a mastermind, connect. You may have a mastermind, even if it's only one other person, it doesn't matter. Connect with that person. Start a mastermind. Start creating the positive energy in your life that's going to give you fuel so that you can pursue your dreams in a tangible way, because this is over. This is over. So that would be a very constructive use of this energy at this full moon. There's going to be another incident, Aries, where you're going to see like WT freaking F. Why am I still in this? But like I said, I've said it in your monthlies. I've said it in the horoscopes that I've written for you guys. It's not the time yet to burn a bridge. You want to. I know you do. It's not the time yet. Okay, because you need time for the new plan to manifest. You're going to be in a much better position in about 4 months, Aries. Okay, so just, you're going to have to put up with this a little while longer. But like I said, connect. Make the time to connect with those like-minded people. You're in charge of your destiny. You know that. Aries knows that, you know, so strongly. So whatever is shifting or is re-emphasized for you of the lack and what needs to change, start making it change by this methodology, by connecting with the like-minded others, by making a business plan, by running your ideas by other people who get what you're trying to do, your support group. That's what you need at this full moon lunar eclipse, Aries. Because like I said, I mean, just look at the imagery in this card. You're over it. You're so over it. And that lunar eclipse is going to show you, again, how over it you are with your current career situation. All right, I need a sip of water. All right, Taurus. This eclipse is in your 9th house of spirituality, of higher mind. What I really feel for you guys is that you're letting go of some conditioned ways of thinking about yourself, about your destiny, about your future. So you're going to be really opening up an entirely new way of looking at the bigger picture of your life. And of course, Uranus transiting through your sign is going to be bringing opportunities for you to do that in the next 7 years anyway. But it's really about clearing out some outmoded beliefs that keep you stuck where you are. You're really being called to transform your entire life with Uranus transiting through your sign. But this month is about really starting with your mindset first. So let's take some cards. All right, we need one more. So let's see what the cards have to say. Look at this. All these lovely pentacles for you. As an earth sign, you must like that. And look, we had the King of Wands with Aries. Now we're having the King of Pentacles. So this is you. And we have the beautiful 8 of Pentacles here. And we have the 4 of Pentacles. So what's transforming for you, what you need to let go of and how you can work with this energy is really, I feel like making an investment in yourself. Okay? So I think that some of you have been holding back a little bit on, really holding on to your money. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But there's something about investing. This woman, you can see the way she's looking. I don't know if you can see it. There's a triangle of light as she's looking down at all the pentacles. And in the middle is this beautiful rose energy. So there's something beautiful in your life, in addition to yourself. There's some new beautiful, I feel, course of action that would be lovely for you to invest in yourself. Here you are, King of Pentacles. So, of course, there's a time to save your money. And then there's a time when, there needs to be an outlay. So I think that this full moon lunar eclipse is opening up the idea that you need to invest in yourself. And I think that some of you have, been stuck in the belief that maybe the things you want to do are not going to be practical. Like for a lot of you, this is about investing in some sort of course of study. This could be investing in some sort of new spiritual retreat, spiritual program, because of that ninth house energy that you have going on. And I think that some of you have been thinking, well, but I won't be making money at it, or how is it practical enough? When really, I think it's this idea of, like I said, investing in yourself and in something that's going to bring you beauty and joy. So, and like I said, I feel you've been stuck in this energy, this Four of Pentacles. You've been holding back, holding on, and not fully allowing yourself to blossom with just travel. I mean, this can be travel too, investing in travel for yourself, because of that ninth house energy. This could be investing time in writing a book, okay? Or taking a writing class because of that ninth house energy. So this is the time to let go of, Taurus, this idea that somehow, I don't want to say, it's not that you feel like you're not worth it, but I think you sometimes have a hard time investing in things for yourself if they don't produce an immediate tangible benefit. The benefit is going to come spiritually and in your personal growth. That's what you need right now. And so the universe may be asking you to let go of some of your funds so that you can do that. Invest in yourself. Okay. Travel, new schooling you may be doing, something like that, right? Like taking time off to write a book. So you're dipping into your savings, like that type of thing. All right, Gemini, 8th house. So the universe is bringing to a conclusion some sort of partnership. This could be an intimate partnership, sexual partnership. This can be a real deep psychological transformation for you guys. As you know, with your monthly video, if you've watched it, this is an extremely important month for you guys. This is like really like fated events, as we've said. Please go watch the video if you haven't. And this is critical. This decision that you make this month, especially in terms of what you're willing to release at this full moon lunar eclipse, is very important. You're really releasing an old way of acting and being in the world in regards to power imbalances, in regards to intimate relationships. So you're really taking charge of your destiny, Gemini. There's been an imbalance of power, and that's going to be righted. You're letting go of that. All right, let's see what cards we have for you. Look at this. 10 of Swords. 5 of Cups. Strength. Look at this card. This is you. Look at the look on her face is so determined, just like the look on the lion's face. I mean, they even look alike. This, of course, could be a Leo in your life, but it doesn't matter. You have more power at your disposal. You have more inner strength. You are so much stronger than you even realize, Gemini. And you have the power to put to rest, finally, this situation that has had you with daggers drawn. That has, I mean, look at the imagery in this card. That has had you eating your pain. That's what I'm hearing. You've been eating your pain, literally, figuratively, and it is time. Look at this too. The 5 of Cups. This is how you've been feeling. Look at how much different this energy is. So what will be released is your feeling of desolate sadness at the situation in which you have been eating your pain, okay? In which people have been attacking you from every which way. And I would say also that this is also stuff, some of it is left over from the past, that those daggers are still psychically, have been in your aura, so to speak. The unresolved stuff from the past still pricking at you and, weighing on you with this Five of Cups. But look what happens. This is an enormous, enormous sea change. This is an enormous karmic moment for you, Gemini, in which you step into your strength and power. You channel your inner lion. Eye of the Tiger, Katy Perry, that's your song. So, you're going to be stepping into this. You're going to feel so strong because this is over. It's done. You're having an amazing spiritual transformation this month, in which all of the unresolved stuff from the past is just let go. It's just let go. And you emerge victorious, Gemini. You do. Yes, there may be a little bit of tenderness and sadness at this parting of the ways that's going to happen. But ultimately, look what you have ahead of you. You have the strength to overcome anything. You have sunny skies ahead of you. So, it will be okay. It really will be okay. All right, Cancer. You have this full moon lunar eclipse in your 7th house of relationships, partnerships, including business partnerships. This is also the house of enemies. You could see, it's very possible that you could see a long-standing feud come to an end. It's very, very possible. You could see how a relationship needs to grow and change and evolve, because if it doesn't have that capability of growing and changing and evolving as you grow and change and evolve, then the time's up for that relationship. So you're going to see that. That's the writing on the wall. So if you're in a relationship now, does the relationship have the ability to withstand the test of time? Saturn, Saturn in that 7th house. It is time to see who is on your side, really. Who's committed to you? Who's on your side? Who do you want on your team? Yeah. Okay, so let's see. So this is really a make or break, writing on the wall moment for significant relationships. Who's on your team? And also, like, relationships that you don't want to be a part of anymore either. Like friendships, relationships, business partnerships, because you want to evolve into a different direction in your life. You got that North Node traveling in your sign, so it is really a time of stepping into a destiny that you have been wanting for a while. All right, I'm pulling some cards here. Let's see what we have. Okay, so we have the 10 of Cups, we have the 8 of Swords, and we have the King of Wands. So this energy is really about making use of your determination, your creativity, your inner drive and motivation to pursue your happiness. So there's some sort of partnership here, this 8 of Swords. So there's some sort of partnership in which you both have been just passing like ships in the night, like ghosts in the night. You've both felt trapped in this situation. This could even be a relationship from the past that's haunting you. That's possible. But that's what's going to be let go of. This relationship from the past, currently, So like I said, business partnership in which you've just been going around in circles. This card to me is about going around in circles. And going around in circles, having the same argument again and again and again and again. I mean, maybe there's different words, but it's like the same argument. It's the same discussion. And this could also be the same discussion you're having in your own head about the situation. You may not even be communicating with the person because look, one of the people has the back turned to the other. So there may not even be any communication going on. It's the conversation you're having in your head that keeps you stuck. And you're going to see the writing on the wall, Cancer, of how you need to take control of your mind and that conversation and refocus it to your happiness. I think there's possibly you've been focusing too much on somebody else's happiness and not enough on your own. And the conversation you've been having is, well, what are they going to think? What are they going to say? I can't do that. It's not about them. It's time to let go of anybody who's not on board with your happiness. This card is very interesting because in normal Rider-Waite, we see there's a couple with a rainbow. And it's interesting in this card, in this deck, there's one person with the Ten of Cups. So that to me speaks of the idea that this is an extremely personal happiness. Your happiness is paramount here. And this relationship, this partnership, this friendship, business association, whatever, has not been supportive. It's time to let that go. It's not going to help you on your path to happiness. Making a firm decision, being decisive, and taking action to pursue your own happiness is what is needed at this full moon lunar eclipse. You've been thinking too much about this and not enough about yourself. Okay. So do something creative. Pursue your own happiness, whatever that is for you at this full moon lunar eclipse. Make the plan. Make the plan, sketch it out, and stop having that conversation in your head or with the other person. It's not getting anybody anywhere. Just go do you. Do what you need to do for you. Okay, Leo. This full moon lunar eclipse is happening in your 6th house of work, of health, daily routines, pets. So let's see what the energy is for you guys. So the writing on the wall is about letting go of possibly a daily routine that has not been serving you. So some sort of job routine you've just kind of gotten stuck in. It can also be letting go of some unhealthy habits, like the writings on the wall with your health. Like if you have not been attending to your health, Leo, you're really going to be like the universe is going to be like, get it together. Okay, get it together. Get it together. Okay, so let's see. Let's pick that one. Pick some cards for my Leos. Okay. Look at this. Queen of Wands. Here you are. Queen of Wands, Ace of Cups, and Prince of Swords. So this is going to be a very healing release for you. Your healing, your heart healing, because this to me is about, emotions, the heart space. So there's going to be some information that's going to come to you. So we have, Prince of Swords, air here. So communication, information that's going to come to you with Mercury retrograde, possibly from the past. So something you've heard before about how to take care of your heart. Now, I mean this literally. I mean this figuratively, metaphorically. Okay, on all levels, I mean this. Leo, you rule the sun. The sun rules you. Leo rules the heart. So Leos do need to take care of their heart. So it is time, Leo, at this full moon lunar eclipse, to let go of anything that doesn't make your heart feel good. Anything that does not support your heart. Now, health-wise, but also on the day-to-day, because this is 6th house of daily routines and work. So, look, you're here in the middle. Look at this. I love these cards. Look at her. She's like, ooh, you know, she's got her crown on. She's like, I'm ready. I'm ready. She's a little saucy, isn't she? She's like, I'm ready. So that's really how to work with this energy. Whatever's information, there in particular, there's a piece of information here that's coming to you either from an air sign, Gemini, Aquarius, Libra, or just in terms of, you know, I feel like it's written communication. It's not talking, it's written, something you're reading, a website, you know, I don't know, something like that, a blog, that is going to give you, this could even be, I mean, it really could be a diet also, a written diet. Maybe you're going to start tracking your diet on the phone with a phone app, because that's going to support your heart. You may need to write a love letter that you don't send. You may need to write an unsent letter, this with this lunar eclipse. That'd be good energy too, to release yourself, release your heart from maybe a past relationship that didn't work out, old energy. That would be a good use of this energy at this full moon lunar eclipse, to write one of those unsent letters to a relationship that is still like hanging over you, that the energy needs to be released to heal your heart. Okay, so this is very, very positive energy overall, I feel, but it's about healing your heart space and letting go of anything that does not truly light up your heart in a good way. And you'll see the writing on the wall with that. I mean, literally, you're gonna see it. I think you're gonna be writing, you're gonna be journaling, you're going to be tuning into your heart, and with that Queen of Wands energy, you're in charge. You're in charge of making the changes in your life that are going to nurture your literal health, but also your emotional health. For some of you, I'm just really feeling, Leos, that there is a relationship that really needs to be put to rest energetically. But yeah, I think overall it's very good. It's very good. All right, I was just tuning in because I feel like there's something else I need to say to you, Leos. Well, if I think of something else, I'll come back and tell you. Okay, Virgo, 5th house. Full moon lunar eclipse in your 5th house of creativity, romance, light romance, children. So Virgos, you could see a positive change perhaps in a romance, like it goes to the next level. Or you can see that the writing's on the wall that it's not going to go to the next level. I mean, it really can go either way here. You could be finishing up and releasing and birthing into the world a creative project, something you've been working on for a while. You could also be getting ready to be an empty nester, have one of your children perhaps, you know, go off to school, go off to even maybe their first summer camp, that type of energy. So let's see what we have for you guys. Whoa. The writing's on the wall, Virgo, in terms of how you're expressing your creativity. There's some, I feel, new thing that wants to get birthed through you, an up-leveling of your creativity. So you need to clear the path. Look at this, 2 aces. Ace of Cups, Ace of Swords, creativity, the writing, and the 4 of Wands. So, and I love this. Look at this image here. this person like pirouetting, and look how open they are and how they're flying and how they've created this little divot in the sand here, making this beautiful like pirouette, and just feeling so free and happy. And this lovely bird bringing a message into you. What's the message? Do what you love, Virgo. It is time to cut the cord on things, much like I was just saying to Leo, on things that don't nurture your heart. For some of you, it's going to be either the commitment to the new relationship with this Ace of Swords, sealing the deal, okay? Or it's going to be the cutting off of it. It won't continue because it'll free you up for something much better. For others of you, this is creativity. This is about working on a new level. And 2 number 1s here, within a month, by next month, the middle of next month, August, you're going to be working on some sort of new enterprise, creative project that is going to stretch you, stretch your capabilities, but also ultimately help you soar, okay? So this is S-O-A-R, soar. Not make you feel sore, but make you soar, like make you fly like the bird that is in this card, okay? Soar. And this is a beautiful card, beautiful energy. So there is the sense of committing to, committing to something that is going to make your cup runneth over. That's going to make you feel so good about what you're doing, about yourself, about how you're contributing to the world, and is going to, like I said, make you feel like you can take anything on. Look at this. It's beautiful. Okay? All right. Very nice energy there, Virgo. So, at this full moon, take the time to really see, like, what is that all about for you? How do you have to make space in your life for the fresh new energy to come in? The Ace of Cups, the Ace of Swords, this fresh creative energy, what needs to be let go of, particularly in regards to your home. We had that 4 of Wands there. So you could be too, Virgos, we know you like to, keep everything tidy, which is great. Love Virgos for that. But maybe it's time, if you can, to let a little of the tidiness go and embrace a little bit of the messy creativity. You don't need to vacuum every day, okay? Maybe you need to take some of that time to work on your new creative ventures, your new things that want to get birthed into your life. So I think for you, it's a matter of seeing at this full moon how you can restructure some of your priorities, particularly around the home, so that you can free up more of your time to pursue those heartfelt projects and relationships that you want to pursue. Okay, I'm going to pause the video. Okay, so Libra. Whew, you have this in your 4th house. This big lunar eclipse is in your 4th house. And the writing is on the wall about a family matter, about a home matter, about where you live, about your roots, something possibly involving your mother. But it could be father too, since Saturn's in the 4th house. But I feel like I wrote in the horoscope, the monthly horoscope, there's something very important about where you're living. I think for a lot of Libras, where they're living is not aligning with them anymore. It's not aligning with your energy. It used to align with it, but now it's not. So there's something that needs to be let go of, that you're going to see the writing on the wall, that you need to start seriously thinking about where you're going to go next. What do we have here? Okay, so we have 2 swords. We have the 4 of Swords. We have the 7 of Pentacles. And we have the 6 of Swords. This is very interesting because it looks a little like the 4 of Wands that we were just looking at for Virgo. But this is interesting. Let's look at this card for a second. You see that we have the healing emblem the medical, I can't say that word. There's a fancy Greek word for it, but there's a medical, the healing medical symbol is here. And we have this person at perfect balance, and notice how they're pointing toward the healing. Okay, they're pointing toward the healing, but they are in balance. As they're balancing there, they're pointing toward the healing. So I feel that there is a new direction that you are going to see and start acknowledging that you need to move in, Libra. A new direction toward healing that you're going to see. And I think, like I said, it's a new direction of where, because it's the 4th house that this eclipse is happening, in terms of where you are living. And healing energy, a new direction of healing could even be within your family. Maybe there's a long-standing rift that gets healed, very possible. But like I said, I feel for some of you, it's more the idea that there is a better place for you that's going to bring you more spiritual comfort, more alignment with who you really are right now. You've outgrown the place where you're living. And the way to work with this energy, as I was saying to one of the other signs, I think, who was it? Aries, that you need to spend some time. I think it would be good for you to take some time out with your friends. Maybe you have some friends in another city, in another town, in another location that you can go and visit, or you make the plan to visit them. And because it's possible that you're going to get the new idea of the new direction for yourself through one of these friends. Okay? And look, the 7 of Pentacles. Where you are right now, there's really nothing left for you there. Okay? Look at the energy here. No coins are coming up out of the ground. There is a barren landscape. The fruit of the tree has ended. You know, there's nothing there for you anymore. Okay? And you're going to see the writing on the wall with that. You've already, I think, been seeing it a little bit, but it's going to be really like, whoa, wow, yeah. There's really nothing left here for me. But what is left for you is you have very solid friendships. You have solid associations who want to help you. That's what I like about this card and the imagery in this card. That there is a group of friends that you do have that you can go and meet and travel with who want to support you. And it is very possible that through them you find a new direction for yourself that's going to be much more healing. So this is about, I feel, really acknowledging the reality of the landscape of where you're at, and realizing that as long as you maintain your balance, Libra, right? Because Libra's all about balance. As long as you maintain your balance and you point yourself in the right direction, you will end up there. It may not happen overnight, but within 6 months. The 6, okay? Right? So, I'm telling you, we're in a major turning point time for people. Energies and decisions and things that start happening now is clearing our path for 6 months from now. Okay, so you will too, Libra. So like I said, it may not happen, the change may not happen overnight, but you're going to see even more clearly the necessity for that change. And you'll start clearing your mindset and setting a course toward balance and a better place for yourself that'll be much more aligned with who you're becoming, really. And that will be enormously healing for you. Okay, Scorpio, this eclipse is happening in your 3rd house of siblings. 3rd house also rules transportation. It rules your kind of daily routines and existence, your daily life. So there is some sort of way you've been conducting your daily life that's coming to an end. This could be some of you are switching jobs and you've had a long commute every day, and now you're going to have you're working from home, you roll out of bed and, you're at work, or your commute is like only 5 minutes or something like that. For others of you, what you're doing day to day is going to be shifting. So you're seeing the writing on the wall of how also your communication style may need to change. That it has, you have, or, the other possibility is you've reached the end of a line in communicating with somebody, particularly a sibling. That's possible. But the third house does rule communication. It rules writing. It's a Gemini house. So you could be having an ending of a relationship with a Gemini. I mean, that is possible. You may need to clear out some stuff with a Gemini. So Scorpios, if you're involved with a Gemini, just know that. But again, it's because it's the time for that is supposed to come to an end. You both learned the lessons you were supposed to learn from one another. But ultimately, this third house, like I said, it's about the way you spend your day, your time. So there could be a female who's important to your day-to-day existence who is not going to be on the scene anymore. That is possible. It could be a boss, they get a different job, a promotion, that type of thing. So they're not going to be around you anymore. Or like I said, you get a different job. So you are, no longer with that person. All right, look, we have the Ace of Swords, we have the Lovers, and we have the Princess of Wands. Okay, very interesting energy here. So like I said, for some of you, for some Scorpios, there will be a change, not only with one of your relationships, but also perhaps with a child. Princess of Wands here. So for some Scorpios, it will be a cutting loose. Ace of Swords does cut things loose, especially at a lunar eclipse, okay? So this could be a love relationship, like I said, has run its course, and it will not be part of your daily life anymore. Your child may be cutting the cord and moving out of the house finally. They got their own place, or they're going off to college, or whatever the case may be. But the way to work with this energy is to communicate your love. And not only communicate it with the sword, but through your actions. Okay? Because this is Wands energy, fire energy. So through kind, caring, action-oriented, showing love through action is really what it's all about, through good deeds. So the best way I would say to use this energy is to not go into a temper tantrum, as Princess of Wands can sometimes do. Don't go into a temper tantrum. Don't go into some sort of, fatal attraction, like stalking type thing. No. Okay. But to let go with love, see how you can still show up for the person so that you don't create bad karma for yourself. Okay, because a sword can either cut you or it can liberate you. Okay, so it can hurt, or it can be an instrument of liberation as well, as you cut cords that bind you. All right. So, you know what I'm saying here. This can be something of destruction or something that can be used constructively. It's all in how you use it. So, hold your tongue. Don't get nasty if a love relationship is wrapping up, if a child is, going off into a new thing, just because you might feel tender about it and you act out the energy. Okay, it would be very helpful, since we have the Ace of Swords here and the third house is a writing house, for you to journal your feelings. Journal your feelings instead of projecting them outward and saying hurtful things to people that, you know, you have loved, and that there's still feelings there. It's just, you know, especially if it's a love relationship, it's just not the right time for that love relationship to continue, perhaps. Okay, so that's how I would say to use that energy, is to, you know, not act out, and to take that energy, take your words and make sure they're expressed in a loving manner. Because Scorpio can have a, you know, razor sharp tongue sometimes. So, you know, sting like the scorpion. And sometimes, yes, that's justifiable. Sure, I get it. But it's not going to be helpful in this situation. This to me is energy with this lunar eclipse, the third house. Yes, the situation in your daily life is changing, but that doesn't mean you have to burn a bridge. Okay? Okay. That's what I'm saying from this energy. All right, let me pause the video. All right, my Saggies. Saggies. So you have this eclipse, full moon lunar eclipse in your second house of your self-esteem, of your money, of your values, finances. So you're reaching a major turning point, Sagittarius, in letting go of, you know, this less than lifestyle that you've been living. Less than in terms of what you've been settling for, in terms of the money coming in, what you've been settling for in relationships, what you've been settling for in behavior from other people. It is time to let that shiz go. You're going to let it go. And there is one relationship in particular that does not make you feel good about yourself. Probably with a woman. It doesn't have to be, but probably, because it's a lunar eclipse. Probably an older person because of the Saturn influence involved. Older than you, in other words. And possibly even with a Capricorn. So you understand the writings on the wall, Sag, of how this person disempowers you, does not support your growth, does not support you lovingly. Okay, you're going to really see that. For others of you, you're going to be, as I said, letting go of a less than lifestyle that has kept you stuck in accepting really just some real bullshit. And really, you're going to be seeing the writing on the wall of how certain patterns of your own behavior have perpetuated a less than lifestyle. Now, I'm not blaming you, but I mean, you know, we all have areas we need to work on. But where your low self-esteem, or areas where you feel tender about your value, I can't stand that low self-esteem phraseology. It just sounds so shaming. But where you have felt tender, where there's been a wound in your self-esteem, okay? So you're going to be, there's a real opportunity to heal that and let it go, particularly, as I said, if there is a person involved, as I already explained, who has not been supporting you, has really been making you feel like crap about yourself. So this can be enormously healing for you. Enormously healing, letting go of that old energy, Sag. All right, let's see. Let me pull a couple here. So this is very good. For some of you, you're going to really see the writing on the wall of how you've been shortchanging yourself in the job market. Two of Pentacles. Ace of Cups again. My God, this Ace of Cups is haunting us today. And Eight of Pentacles, baby. Look at this. So beautiful energy here. So where you've been, look, and it's happening in your second house, and we have the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles is really not having a solid footing on your finances. and also not having, like, in the regular tarot, the guy's juggling, you know, and in this one, look, there's a snake. Can you see the snake right there? There's the snake. And the guy does the guy see the snake? No, he's looking in the other direction. He's looking over here, and the snake is over here. So the snake in your environment, and the snake could be just your own mindset that you've been working on changing, but the snake could be that person that I've already discussed. So the snake could be like self-limiting beliefs, but the snake could be the person I was talking about. You're going to, instead of being looking over here, you're going to finally see the snake. The snake may bite you. Your bare foot is right here. But this is the last time that snake bites you, baby. The last freaking time. Done. Your ships are about to come in. They are about to come in. They are right there. They're getting ready to come in. And you're going to see when you release this final thing after this little snake in the grass presents itself. And like I said, it could be a self-sabotaging moment that you go through, but this could be somebody else. When you finally see that and you deal with that, you see the writing on the wall of that, look what opens up for you. So this is really about acknowledging places where you have sabotaged yourself in regards to your own value. Seeing where, like I said, that other person, just, you've been denying it about this other person, about the snake. But I'm here to tell you, your instincts are correct. Once you deal with that, Saggy, look at this beauty. This is the energy to work with. The value, Eight of Pentacles, of self-love. The value of self-love, self-care, filling your own cup and not letting anybody make you feel like crap about yourself. So the energy is, like I said, acknowledge the snake in the grass and how it's thrown you off balance. Second house of self-worth. And how it is about coming back to yourself and who you really are and accepting and owning and celebrating the value of you. The value of you and what you have to offer, what you have to bring to the table. Do not let this energy disrupt you anymore. You're going to be releasing that. Do something super nice for yourself, Saggy, at this lunar eclipse full moon. Something nurturing, loving, wonderful, affirming for yourself. Doesn't have to cost money. Whatever it may be. Or it may cost a little bit of money. But do something really lovely to affirm your own value to yourself. Because you deserve it. And the ships are coming in. I said that to you. I said that in our monthly tarot reading. And we saw that. We saw the little ship there. All right. Capricorn. Oh, Capricorn. Now, some of you may know if you've been watching my videos. And if you have, thank you so much. Capricorn. I have Capricorn rising. So I feel you guys. I feel you. And I mean, yeah, I got a little bit of a wary eye, side eye, watching that eclipse approaching as a Capricorn rising. Now, thankfully, my rising degree is not near the eclipse. But, hey, it's still in my first house. It's still a very important house. Your first house is about the self. It's about your goals. It's about your wishes. It's about your dreams. It's about, the essence of you. And yes, how people see you in the world and how you present yourself. So what is up for a radical release for Capricorn and Capricorn risings is like really all this old identity. Now, you've already been going through that. Pluto, all Capricorns, Pluto since 2008. I mean, I've said this so many times now, right? But I mean, it's true. We've had layers and layers and layers and layers of releasing going on. Releasing. It's like we've become experts at this, right? Like we've become experts at Pluto's bulldozer of doom transformations that we have had to just go with and release. So this energy is not going to be totally foreign to us. However, we have the South Node here. So I've called this karmic chickens coming home to roost. Any area that really is not aligned for your spiritual journey, your soul purpose, okay, Capricorn? Who you're meant to be, who you are evolving into, any of that that's still around, that's not supposed to be around, writing on the wall. There is still one area, Capricorn, in your life where the old identity has not quite totally dissolved yet. Now, for each Capricorn, it will be slightly different, okay? Because, I mean, yes, it's your first house, but to me, the first house is a very personal house. So for some Capricorns, it may be some relationship stuff that's still not quite healed. For others, it might be stuff about personal appearance and weight loss, things like that. Wardrobe transformations. For others, it's about career and purpose, really letting go of an old career and moving into a new one. I mean, there's all, different things here, but so that's why I say it's a personal thing. So you're going to see this very clearly. You've already been seeing, I mean, you already know. You already know. But I would say, I mean, let's pull the cards, but I would say whatever frustrations you may be feeling, take it out at the gym. Whatever, or, journal it, call a friend. Because there is still a little bit of that going on with the Mercury retrograde, with the Mars-Uranus square, that we know we want certain things to change. We may not be able to like Aries, right? And we may not be able to totally implement the change yet. That, of course, will change when Jupiter enters the sign of Capricorn. We have Jupiter in the 12th house right now. If we're Capricorn or Capricorn rising, Capricorn rising, Jupiter's in the 12th house. So it is like having a little angel on your shoulder. It is like having a little behind the scenes, like guardian angel, spiritual protection as we move through this energy. But there is something about this energy where we just need to continue, Capricorn, to be graceful and grateful through the changes. Because we have learned since 2008, you cannot fight the inevitable. If there is a change that needs to happen at a certain time, it will happen. And we can fight and we can, say it's not fair and, whatever. Or we can tap into that Capricorn energy that ascends the mountaintop, that rises above and builds something new from the rubble. Okay, so that's that, but does it with grace. I mean, if grace and steadfastness and climbing up the mountain. So that's what I would say from this energy. The change, there may be something that we see. Let's look at the cards. We see very clearly, and the key is to be grateful, because it is opening us up. We've already seen how the changes have opened us up in very interesting ways and have transformed our lives in very interesting ways. And there is a level of power and mastery that we are going to be tapping into, Capricorn. Capricorn rising next year. 2020 is the Capricorn year. So, like I said, whatever it is, we just let it go graciously. And what do we look at this? 5 of Pentacles. the Hermit. And I'm like, I shuffled a lot. And the Tower, oh, our favorite. Okay. So I think what's going to be interesting is that Capricorn starts to need to let go of the old conditions of the past, the old limitations, the limited thinking, the poverty mentality, being left out in the cold, having had to leave a lot behind, sometimes in a very shocking, sudden way, things, falling from grace. Some Capricorns have taken a tumble from a high place because they're supposed to follow a more spiritually aligned path. Look at the imagery in this card. So it's not, if something in the material world goes at this full moon lunar eclipse, it's okay. It may go suddenly, shockingly. The transformation. It's okay. Because the greater purpose of your life is unfolding. And it's not like you're going to be penniless and homeless. That's not what we're saying. We are saying that the time is now to tap into your spiritual growth, your spiritual destiny. There's some inward work that needs to be done that's calling you. It's very interesting here with this little lamp. I love the imagery in these cards. We have this, again, it's like this North Star that you're supposed to be following, that Capricorn is supposed to be following, beaming down its energy. And this to me also looks a little like an Aladdin's lamp of wishes. But it's going to be the wishes that are going to manifest, are going to be in 2020, are going to be the ones that are aligned with your deepest soul purpose, Capricorn. So whereas the material world, yes, is often a concern for Capricorns, as it is for most of us, but particularly Capricorn being an earth sign, I think that you're going to see the writing on the wall that it's really not about the money for you anymore. I mean, yes, it's important, but it's not about that. It's really about tapping into and tuning into your truth and your wisdom, and also how you can share that with other people. You have, like I said, Capricorn is going to have an amazing year in 2020, and you're going to be called upon to share your gifts with other people. And right now, I think the best way to work with the energy is to really look at that just purely from that point of view, and not from how do I make money at it. Okay? The money will come. The money's gonna come. It's not about that. It's about first your spiritual needs and the spiritual gifts that you can share with other people. And tapping into that and seeing what that is for you at this full moon lunar eclipse is important. Because, like I said, you're going to be asked and tasked with sharing your gifts more and more and more next year. So, how do you want to do that? And there may be some situation in the material world that goes because you're supposed to step into a different layer of destiny and what you do eventually for money in the world. It's going to have a spiritual teaching component to it. Very strong energy for Capricorn. All right. Let me pause the video. All right, Aquarius, you have this full moon lunar eclipse in your 12th house of the subconscious, the unconscious, the kind of, I mean, it can be ways that we mentally imprison ourselves. It can be, feeling cut off from the world, especially with that south node there. So there's a big shift. There's a big release in, really, I feel like some sort of karmic baggage, some sort of psychological baggage that you may not even realize that you've been holding on to. So a situation could come to a head in which you realize you have a choice in how you're reacting, that you wake up and realize you've been reacting in a very conditioned way in a particular type of situation, and you release that type of reaction and behavior once and for all and let it go, because it's not been serving you. That South Node, that karma, it's not been helping you in your spiritual development. Oh, this Ace of Swords again. And I shuffled 5 of Pentacles, 2 of Swords. Okay, so we have the Ace of Swords, the 2 of Swords, and the 5 of Pentacles. So there could be some situation that comes to a head about your value, your self-esteem, being part of a group, a community, with this 5 of Pentacles, part of a family unit, but it doesn't have to be family. It could be just a work group. It doesn't matter. But your value in the group, of the group. And there's been something that you've not been wanting to see about your own communication. 2 of Swords here. Something, and look, the full moon here. Something you've not been wanting to see about how maybe you communicate in such a way that you cut yourself off from other people. You distance yourself from them. You keep them at arm's length. And you could, like I said, release that and work with that and see that there is a new way that you can start communicating and connecting with people so that they don't feel put off by you. Okay, this 5 of Pentacles here. So let's look at this imagery a little bit. This 2 of Swords. I think what's going to happen, I think that somebody may say something to you, Aquarius. Somebody may say something to you about that you're going to have to really think long and hard about. You can see this girl is in contemplation here. She has the cat by her. She's staring at the water. It's the full moon. She's like, wow. Is it valid? Did I really do that? I need some time out here to figure this out. So, and very moody, right? Look, all the blues here. It's like a very moody, melancholy, reflective. And I think it's because somebody's going to say something. There's illumination of the truth. Somebody may say something to you about how you've not been making them feel perhaps so great with the way that you communicate, Aquarius. That your communication could be improved. Maybe you say this to somebody else. That they've been keeping you at arm's length. They have not been communicating. You've been trying to communicate with them, the 2 of Swords, but they have not been allowing the communication to connect, to come in. And you keep trying and trying and trying, and yet it makes you feel bad about yourself because they're not responding. So you could be cutting off that type of situation. So, you know, this is a general reading. It could go in a couple of different ways, but I feel like it's releasing yourself from a burden, a psychological burden where you keep kind of throwing yourself at a situation that is really trying to show you that it's not for you. You're not going to get the result you want. And maybe you think maybe if you try it a different way, it'll work, it'll connect, they'll communicate, they'll want to hear what you have to say. But it's really that you need to see that it's not about you to keep trying to fix it. Okay, do you see what I'm saying? This could go a couple of, this energy could go a couple of different ways. But that's what I feel. I feel like I'm also hearing the phrase barking up the wrong tree. It's like you're barking up the wrong tree repeatedly because maybe that's something you learned in your family of origin. It's been a long-standing pattern of behavior for you. That gets released. It's like you realize the futility of it. This card to me has the sense of futility about it. You realize the sense of futility that, nothing's going to change here. It just constantly makes you feel not great. And you realize that, you got to stop doing this. And so you may release that need to try to keep getting the result from somebody who's never going to give you the result you want with the communication. That's what I really feel from this energy. So the best course of action is to be in this energy. Take the time out. Do not be hasty, and be contemplative, be reflective, and look at how, like I said, your communication style, your need to make things right, has either been putting people off or the reverse, as I was explaining, and release that. You don't need to be doing that. You can either improve your communication, or maybe they're not the right people to be trying to connect with. They're just not for you. And you're going to see that. You're going to see that. So this is very powerful. Somebody could say something to you, though, Aquarius. They could reveal something that makes you stop and think twice. But I think ultimately it will be good. And you may end the friendship. I feel like there could be an ending of a friendship. Okay. But this way of you've been communicating, Aquarius, does need to evolve and change. You need to let it go, because it's not going to help you manifest the things you want next year. Okay. All right, Pisces, your 11th house, this full moon lunar eclipse. This full moon lunar eclipse is happening in the house of hopes and wishes and dreams and goals and friendships and things like that. So there could be a completion. You're reaching a completion on a project. There could be the completion of a friendship, particularly a female friendship, that it's just past its, sell-by date, as I like to say. You could be having a realignment of your wishes. And your goals. You could realize that some are just not you anymore, are not aligned with your path, and so you're going to want to embrace those that are. So that's another possibility with this energy. Oh, okay. So we have the 8 of Swords. We have the 5 of Wands. And we have the Tower. Yay, we have the Tower. Okay. So I feel like the best way to align with the energy that's happening at this full moon lunar eclipse is to not allow yourself to be drawn into the fray, to be drawn into the fight, the 5 of Wands, not to be drawn into it, because it could really blow up in your face big time, this Tower card, like huge. There is a situation, Pisces, in your life with a lack of communication, and it's been like that for a while. We have the 8 of Swords here. This could be 8 months, 8 years, 8 weeks, whatever. There's a lack of communication. Something could be said at this full moon lunar eclipse, and you want to lash out, or the other person lashes out at you. Maybe you say something unintentionally. You don't know. I mean, and it escalates into like something really beyond your control, and it ends the friendship. I mean, it's quite possible. If you do not want to end this friendship, although I suspect that if the universe is bringing this reaction from this person, it is the right time to end it, but you'll have to be the judge of that. Then just tread lightly, tread carefully, don't engage. There is a situation also, I feel like you're struggling also, Pisces, as to, like I said, what is the right course of action for you to pursue, because the 11th house is really about also, in a sense, destiny, right? Because it's your hopes, your goals, your wishes, your dreams. So you could be having a little bit of a spiritual struggle, Pisces, with the actions that you may feel you have to take in the world, what you feel you deserve, what other people are not communicating, and shaking up your world. So there could be this struggle that if you pursue what you really want, it's going to so shake up your world. Is it worth the fight? Is it worth what it may do to a relationship? But I am here to tell you that this relationship, it's interesting, this card has come up a lot in this readings, that this relationship is really not supportive of you anyway. You can see this person's back is turned to you, or you're wanting to walk away from the, you could be this person wanting to walk away. You're not invested in this association really anymore. So you might be using this association as an excuse for not going out there and fighting for your dream. So I would say that the writing on the wall is there's some sort of surprise element with this Tower card that's going to come in at this full moon lunar eclipse, where surprisingly the person or situation that might not be supportive is magically, you know, removed from your life, quite possibly, so that there is not a struggle anymore, so that the way is cleared for you to move forward on the path that you're supposed to move forward on without any you know, fighting about it, without any guilt or lack of communication. So I hope this is making sense. So it's the idea that don't escalate the energy, and look at where you may be fighting with yourself over the next path you want to pursue. And, you know, Pisces, you're so intuitive. I think that this could even be some sort of intuitive hit. I mean, Tower can be a shocking, you know, lightning bolt of intuition that comes to you, Pisces, as to how you are supposed to move forward in your life without struggle, without, you know, mental struggle as well, without literal physical struggle, without mental struggle. You could get because this is a very strong, powerful lunar eclipse. So you could get the information. Particularly, I feel with something that's with Mercury retrograde, with some element that's connected to your past coming back. Maybe you get a hit of information from somebody you knew before, or a project or diary entries you're rereading, or something like that. Something that you've, you know, looked at before, but you look at it again with fresh eyes, and suddenly, Tower, suddenly the intuitive hit comes, and it's like the struggle is over. Like you get it. You intuitively know this is the way I need to move forward. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. I try to give as many possible explanations as for a general reading as I can with the energy. But I think, you know, it's very, very positive. I feel like that last interpretation is most accurate for you guys, for most of you guys, for the most Pisces out there. So I hope that this was helpful for you. Please let me know how the energy is unfolding for you all and resonating. And you know, I'm always here if you need a personal reading. The link is in the description. You know, this is challenging energy. I'm here to support you, so you can always get a reading with me. That's it for me for right now. I'll be back in a couple days. I have another video planned for a pick a card, so that will be uploaded in a couple days. So take care, everyone, and I'll see you again soon. Stella Wilde, signing out.